What is up?
What is
What's
up?
the 411? What is everybody talking about? I'm going to have to take this jumper off. I purely just wore it for branding purposes. I'm taking
We
it off.
didn't even
So
talk about
I'm
this.
so warm.
How's your body feeling?
I actually feel great.
That's great. I'm very happy for you.
I did a mile yesterday.
Yep.
And then a full high rock simulation today. I might feel it tomorrow, but touch wood. I feel pretty good.
Touch wood is such a funny phrase because,
Touch
in
wood.
America, we say knock on wood.
Touch wood's very homoerotic.
Yeah, it really is. Touch wood. That's what we should have named the podcast.
We should have done. That's a great name. We can't change it now. Right, shall I introduce us? Are you ready? Welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast with Jake and Sam, where we talk about all things gay, sport, and culture. Please subscribe, and if you like the podcast, give us a review. It takes 30 seconds and makes a big difference. Thank you very much.
It doesn't even take 30 seconds. It's like 10 seconds, you know?
By the time I've already said this, they could have done it. So that's all.
I know, exactly. Go leave us a review. Great. Well, let's hop into it. So today we're starting with In the Gay News. Tons of really good stuff happening. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like it's mostly negative.
No, I was kidding. I agree. It's really tough. I know. I was looking at what you were writing and you're like, is there anything positive that's happened this week in the gay news?
So I literally so we'll talk about what's happened in the news, and then I just put a comment. So me and Sam have a Notion page, and we basically write a mini script, and then I just put, is there any positive gay news to finish this segment on a high? So apologies, because this segment is going to be pretty depressing.
A little
Not
depressing.
but,
kind of.
Yeah.
It's not great this week, but we got to know about it so we can figure out what we're going to do about it. Yeah, so this week,
tell us.
Kim Davis wants the Supreme Court to, the MSNBC title is to join her crusade. A little dramatic, but basically Kim Davis is a former Kentucky clerk who refused marriage licenses to same-sex couples, and she has been appealing damages ruling and claiming that it infringed on her religious freedom. And, you know, this happened so long ago, it feels like now, and she was put in jail for like 6 days or something, and now she's trying to have the Supreme Court take up the case. Pretty depressing to hear about this because, I mean, we really thought that Obergefell v. Hodges was really set in stone in the United States, that, you know, gay marriage was something that was going to be here to stay. And so far, that is the case. However, it has become very clear that conservatives are wanting to kind of pick up this case again and try to overturn Obergefell. And all the experts say that most likely this is not the case that the Supreme Court is going to take to overturn it. However, it definitely does kind of bring up this idea that conservatives are looking for the right case to overturn it. You know, Obergefell is very much about gay marriage, and Kim Davis's case is very much about religious freedom. Not exactly a perfect case to bring to the Supreme Court to kind of set the precedent to overturn gay marriage, but it's definitely on people's minds, and that's a scary thing. And unfortunate. Kim Davis, I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
No, I don't. It's actually. It's pretty sad because a lot of the time I talk about things and be like, oh, it's mostly like online stuff and hate and things. But then we then get to this point and it's like, this is actually happening. Like, how do we stop it? Like, what are we supposed to do as normal people that just live kind of like day-to-day lives? What's obviously other than like petitions and things like that, but then it just becomes a bit messy, doesn't it?
It does feel a little futile. Like, yeah, we can talk about it on social and people can go to marches and that kind of thing, but is that actually going to tip the scale? I have no idea. And this is obviously a very scary one for us. You know, we thought this was going to be something that we wouldn't have to worry about.
Yeah, like surely they can't overturn it. Like, where does it leave us if that happens?
Allegedly, people who are married would still be married in the U.S. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, or if that might be the next thing that they would try and change.
Then just go somewhere else, and then surely it would go state to state anyway.
Exactly. So I think that this is, once again, I say this word a lot, but it's a little bit of a distraction, but at the same time, it's a distraction that fucks up people's lives. And so is it a distraction if it's really going to screw people over? I also, just to be a little petty about this, my family, I grew up Methodist, very chill, but down the street from me, I went to a Pentecostal church with my neighbors for like 6 years. And Pentecostal is like that, like, I don't know, I don't even know if they have Pentecostal people in the UK.
I did say this before that you do look very Mormon.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You do. You have this like Mormon aura about you.
I really wanted
Like
to be
when
in
I
Book of Mormon
first
on
saw your
Broadway. Really wanted to do
I
that.
thought that would be like the most perfect role
Yeah.
in the Book of
Yeah.
Mormon. One of my best friends
So
is Mormon. Just putting it out there. I love Mormons. So.
Pentecostals are like, they wear jean skirts all the time. They don't cut their hair and they like speak in tongues. Pretty scary in that very much have this outward, we are so pious and Bible following, and yet are some of the most judgy people that I've ever met. And I'm very glad that, I got out of that when I did. And Kim Davis, I'm almost sure, is Pentecostal and very frustrating.
I think this all kind of stems down to people using religion as hate, right? Like
Absolutely.
in my understanding, religion's supposed to be all about love and like love thy neighbor and like being there to support one another and the community and etc etc.
Yep.
Yet it's always something that fuels hatred. So it's always kind of like oh yeah, religion told me that I should hate the gays. But it's like, well, I don't think it did.
Does that really make sense?
It's like
Seems like you're ignoring a lot of shit.
But also like if you're either, I feel like you either have to be all in and be like, I abide by this holy God and whatever I'm told, and you have to be all in. You can't pick and choose, right? You can't just be
Right.
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat pork, but I'm not gonna like the gay people. Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to hate gay people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, I'm very much of the mindset of, I guess I would describe myself as like spiritual, because organized religion to me is so fucked up in that, if your religion preaches anything other than loving other people, helping others, and leaving the world a better place, I'm not interested. I don't know what else there is. Those three things, that's kind of it. And there's a lot of parts of the Bible, like eating pork, for example, or like avoiding shellfish. And you're like, oh, this makes sense that like hundreds, thousands of years ago, they had rules that were basically just for self-preservation. They're like, you're going to get sick from shellfish, so we're going to tell you not to eat that. Doesn't really seem like that's like a divine power telling you that. It seems like that's common sense. And now that those are the rules that people want to fixate on in their religion, it drives me nuts. And it seems like it's very much perpetuated to kind of further like man's agenda, like to make it so that people can control other people, not because God is speaking to people and like telling you, yeah, you gotta like not eat shellfish and you gotta hate gay people.
Yeah, I'm all for like I think religion can be great. Like I really do. But it just really grinds my gears when it's like, oh yeah, and you just use it as an excuse. Like just own it. Just I'd rather you just be like, yeah, I don't like gay people. But don't pass it on to someone else. Just own the fact that you're homophobic. Yeah, I mean, in terms of religion as well, I know I'm kind of going on a little bit, but like it is a big barrier for some people, and it's probably like a topic that is worth kind of probably going more into or getting someone on who's kind of come from a religious background. But there's a swimmer called Daniel Jervis, and I spoke to him recently, and it was like a big part as to kind of why coming out for him was super difficult. So yeah, it's a tough dynamic if you kind of grow up in that environment and you're basically told that being gay is a sin, and then you obviously don't have a choice in it. So it's religion is a funny nut to crack, I would say.
Doesn't it feel like anyone who had a hard time coming out had a hard time because of religion? I mean, that's maybe not unequivocally everyone, but it seems like for most people, if you had a hard time coming out, it was due to religion. And when I think about my childhood, there was nothing that my parents did that made me feel shame for being more feminine or, like I said last episode, like choreographing dancing to Britney Spears. They never told me not to do that, right? But I do remember going to the Pentecostal church and every single service praying to not be gay and feeling shame for that and feeling like I was going to go to hell because I didn't fit in with everyone at this.
Yeah. I mean,
church.
that's like trauma right there, isn't it? Like it's not physical, but it's that emotional level of like gay shame, and it's a thing that comes up a lot. Like whenever I put Q&As up, like I even put one up today, and one of the topics was gay shame and how to get rid of it. And it's like the level of internalized homophobia, I kind of normally call it, the level of that I feel like I had to overcome as well. Like I'm not even from a religious family, but we went to church and stuff as kids. But you're you're just constantly being told throughout school, throughout religion, just constantly being told that it's a negative thing, and that gets ingrained within you. So I've dissected massively on the news, but
Yeah, I mean, to bring it
religion.
back to the Supreme Court, the US has, I think, like a 68 to 70% support for same-sex marriage. It seems really unlikely at this point in time that the Supreme Court would take up this case because they don't like to rock the boat if they don't have to. You know, if they really know that they're going against the court of public opinion, they generally try not to do that, except something like Roe v. Wade, like abortion, that kind of thing. They happen to do that. And this could be another time that they do that. But crossing our fingers that that is not the case for same-sex marriage, and then something happens that leads the Supreme Court away from this. What else is in the news?
What else is in the news? Well, another very negative story. The Premier League, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. The Premier
Yeah,
League
right, exactly.
pulled its relationship with Stonewall, and more so the Rainbow Laces campaign. So the Rainbow Laces campaign, I think it's 8 years, but basically they've pulled their relationship, which means that they've moved and taken it away completely, which includes
Can
like
I
the Rainbow
ask
Laces,
something
the
about
armbands,
this?
match day.
I actually don't know enough about the Premier League, but you know, the Stonewall that you're talking about is like the Stonewall that's in New York. Is that correct?
The charity
Yeah. And then
stemmed from riots, yeah.
okay.
So we've got,
And
I don't
then
think, is it global Stonewall?
well, that's
Do
why
you
I
have
was
a charity
interested.
called Stonewall?
It feels like
I think it's UK
Stonewall is
based.
so American, and so that's why I was a little confused.
No, so it's a company. It's a charity called Stonewall. I think it must be UK based. I assume they have some presence in the US, considering the name comes from the Stonewall riots from
Right.
New York. But anyway, they're a big charitable organization that a lot of kind of businesses or like companies essentially would put money into, and then they would get support through that, and then they put on campaigns and help kind of with things such as the Rainbow Laces campaign, which is like a month, I think it's February, that is focused on the Premier League, where there's a lot of kind of rainbow influence, which gets, as you can imagine, a lot of
A little pushback.
basically they've removed, well, yeah, I mean, they basically remove all the comment sections that month for
Wow.
whenever they post it. Yeah, it's pretty, like, it's noticeable. So they just basically, they post it and then remove, you know how you can take off the comment section, because if you don't, then it's like, why are we talking about this rubbish, blah 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 blah. But basically the players can still wear the rainbow laces and stuff, but there's no longer like official responsibilities to do it. So basically there's been a few cases where, in particular in France, where again religion comes into play, where players have refused to wear like basically the rainbow patch or whatever.
Yeah.
But the Premier League says that it's reaffirming its commitment to the LGBTQ plus inclusion through new and self-directed initiatives in the coming year, is like their wording.
It's
Yeah,
like America giving rights to the states.
It'll be interesting to see what they do internally. I feel like they might have gone down that route because Stonewall, they felt like they weren't potentially supporting enough. So it might be like a good thing. But there was obviously a few posts which said, oh, the Premier League is removing its relationship with the Stonewall Rainbow Laces campaign. And everyone was like, yay, football's back, blah, 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 blah.
Shit.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's an auspicious time to take it away and say like, oh, this is for a good reason. It's actually going to be more widespread.
Especially if you take it away and they don't have anything in place.
There's no plan.
So they're like, oh, we will bring something into plan. It's like, have something in plan, release the plan, and be like, we're no longer doing Rainbow Laces campaign, for example, would be my suggestion on the topic. So that's pissed me off a little bit, and just allowed, it's like when, like, for even it going to Supreme Court to have the conversation, it gives ammunition. It gives a reason to be like, well, I mean, they're removing themselves from it, so obviously I'm allowed to then call this person whatever else.
I think it's frustrating because to some extent, as you, I'm sure, have felt, as I have felt, there are times when we are running our businesses or when we're doing events and it's like, oh, why do we need a gay specific run club? Or why do we need to put so much emphasis on Pride Month. And I feel like maybe a couple of years ago, we got to a pinnacle with that where people were like, no, we got to take a step back. And then businesses did. They scaled back their DEI considerably. And it's now been a really good reminder that if we don't continue to push forward, we actively take steps back. There's no just maintaining a status quo. It's not like when we get to a certain amount of equality that's just going to like stick there. It's like, no, no, no. As soon as you get to a point that you are like kind of remotely happy with, it's just going to slide back immediately if you don't
Yeah.
continue to kind of press forward. And that's very, very hard to be working in this space because you kind of feel like the work is never done, and that you're kind of like always pushing uphill.
Yeah, I would say, and this is I guess it's a personal view, but like from someone who is very like, didn't feel like they necessarily fit into the rainbow. It's sometimes something that obviously it represents the whole of the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
And it was sometimes for me, I would almost like run away from it. Like I'd almost be like, well, that's not me. Like I don't fit into that group of individuals. Like, especially in my early days, I think like I've become a lot more, the more I've been surrounded by certain events. I go into Attitude Awards, I've understood that it is like a family. Like it's like a place where these people accept you and understand you. But like early days, and you can almost, I'm looking at it from someone who has those like negative views on the LGBTQ plus group. It's like, do we sometimes go too far left or too far in terms of like pushing certain like identities and being like, you have to use these pronouns or you have to do this? And it's like, if you're like a straight white bloke who has no friends or family or understanding of the LGBTQ plus community, you can almost understand the pushback in a way. Like people have messaged me before being like, yeah, it's like gay blokes have messaged being like, yeah, it's like the woke agenda allowing for the pushback and creating. So it's a tough balance, isn't it? Like I don't, it's not like I'm saying I have the answer or being like, oh, I don't think we should do this or don't think we should do that. I think it's good to have a representation as a whole. But sometimes even within like the football space where it is potentially more masculine, maybe that softer approach would be more beneficial rather than being like,
yeah,
because in the media, like a lot of the time they pick people who look or represent as gay rather than
totally
just like two blokes who are like football fans, for example. And I feel like I don't get in trouble for saying like that type of like that thing, but like early days I was a bit like, oh, I shouldn't say that because then I'm feeling like I'm being homophobic to like the other people within the LGBTQ plus community. But it's definitely a conversation, isn't it, to be had around kind of how do we best promote within these spaces so that it doesn't create clear pushback, which is what has happened. So yeah,
I think this is a very important thing to be talking about. There is absolutely an argument to be said about pushing too hard and too fast that makes it so that, you know, like mainstream general population, white, straight men can't keep up. And of course, they're going to be pissed about that. I also think that it's a pendulum, right? So if we are pushing for equal rights, it's always going to feel like we are pushing too far before it swings back to like homeostasis, right? And I think that the hard thing when I hear gay people saying that we're pushing too far toward, you know, the LGBTQIA plus, you know, we should just be focusing on like helping people accept gay people. It comes from such a place of privilege. Culture has been dictated by trans people and effeminate gay people. And one of the only reasons why we've been able to push forward in our agenda at all is because of these types of queer people. And it comes from a place of privilege to say like, oh, we're pushing too hard. You know, it does feel like we should be banding together to fight for everyone's rights, because if we break this down, it's literally just like, we want people to be able to live how they want to live. And we need people to just love each other and be accepting of that, you know?
Yeah. I think as well, like, I think we might have had this conversation on the podcast already, but about like gender identities and sexualities. Like me and Paul had this conversation the other day, and it was like, they are different things, yet I feel like gender identity gets put in the same bracket as being gay. So it's like, that's also another thing that gets almost pushed within the queer space, and that creates also confusion for people. So it's, I don't really have anything else to add on to that, but it's like, it's it's a tough space to navigate, and I feel like some people probably, as you say, like their brains can't comprehend it. Like even for me, it
Yeah,
took me a little while to kind of to be like, and then sometimes I'm still like, okay, and also because you're not necessarily, if you're not exposed to it and have those friends and people around you, it's hard to have empathy for those things. Like it really is difficult,
yeah,
especially as we are, as you say, we're pretty selfish beings, so we pretty much stay in our own lane.
totally.
So yeah, I think exposure is the best thing, but until it happens naturally, I feel like it's a difficult one to process and navigate for some.
It's a really good reminder that change will happen incrementally because it is complicated and because it's having to navigate conversations with a lot of different people on a lot of different parts of the pendulum, you know?
Yeah, agreed. Right.
Well, I'm
Negativity
sorry
over,
that we
and
didn't have
also
any
my note is
positive.
if anyone has any positive gay news, let us know.
It just happened to be a negative gay week. Okay, into segment 2. Coach me, daddy. You're the daddy in this one,
Coach
okay?
me, daddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I put on my story this week what health trends people are seeing on the internet because I wanted to discuss them here. Um, Hopefully, debunk a few things, chat through a couple of common questions that we get. So, I got a lot of different things and I put them in our doc to discuss. Anything catching your eye, Jake?
I feel like gut health supplements. I know it's on the
Mm,
top, but like it, it gets spoken about a fair bit. Obviously, more so for the power bottoms in the room. But I mean, yeah, I feel like there's definitely like gay specific gut healths out there. Like, are they a fad or are they like an actual good thing to be using?
Do you take any probiotics or anything like that?
I have like a probiotic that's from my supplement company,
Oh, cool.
but I'm pretty like for me, I feel like my diet is just kind of like it's high dairy, high fiber. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty regular, so
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I'm pretty good to go most times.
I have taken many probiotics before, and throughout the years, I've read up on, oh, you have to have the right kind of probiotic. Otherwise, it's going to get dissolved in your stomach acid and it's never actually going to get to your intestines and it's never going to do what it's supposed to do in terms of, really cultivating that flora and whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I've spent so much money on it and I've never, ever, ever felt a difference taking a probiotic. Never.
nah.
I think that's kind of,
I feel like I'm a bit blessed in terms of like I don't have like IBS or like bowel problems. So like I can
yeah,
drink a pint of milk and just go for a run and feel fine. So like I am very
yeah.
lucky in that sense. Whereas I feel like some people probably aren't. So it probably might help to regulate their bodies a little bit, maybe.
But I do have problems, and that was never my solution. At least, of course, everyone's body is different. And so you kind of got to like do a little bit of testing for yourself. The only thing that's ever helped with being regular and my stomach not hurting is taking psyllium husk every day. Just a tablespoon of psyllium husk. I have it in orange juice. I'm very much kind of a supplement purist, but that is something that I've been taking for the past like 2 or 3 years and 100% game changer.
Where's that from?
I just get it on Amazon. I get like a
Yeah.
big jug of it, and I only take, I want to say 3 supplements, I think, and that is psyllium husk, creatine, and protein powder. And so I'll put my psyllium husk and my creatine in a little glass of orange juice every day. And I also think that the orange juice helps with my immune system because I get sick all the time. So
Vitamin
the
C.
vitamin C is good.
Protein obsession though. Speaking on protein shakes, protein obsession is huge, isn't it?
It is
Like
huge.
everyone just all people talk about is protein. And I'm like, yeah, you obviously need to get a good amount of protein in if you're trying to build muscle and recover.
Gotta
But like
bulk up.
it's not the be all and end all, especially if you're endurance sport. Like I'm very heavily like endurance based. So like I said like 70% of my diet is like carbohydrates. Like
Do you know
if you
how much protein you're getting every day? Do you have an idea?
nah,
No.
no idea.
In Pride Fit, we try and have people get to zero 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. I forget what the transfer is for kilograms.
1.8
1.8, yeah.
1.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, I think.
Yeah.
Recommended protein.
The only reason why I'm a big fan of protein, I wouldn't say that I'm obsessed. I know that social media is obsessed with protein right now, but I think that there are a couple of things about protein that are really helpful. One being, of course, if we don't have protein as our building blocks for our muscles and we're going to the gym and we're lifting weights, you're not going to be able to recover properly. You're not going to get as good of gains. But secondly, it does fill you up more. It's more satiating. You have to chew it a lot. And we don't tend to overeat it. And so when we look at things like carbs and fats, we do tend to overeat those pretty easily without really knowing.
Yeah.
And so with our members, we kind of see it as a really good place to start because you can't screw it up. So I like people thinking about protein first just because it's simple, you know? And then we can get a little bit more granular with overall caloric intake. But that honestly kind of decreases caloric intake quite a bit just without you even having to think about it. So I like protein. I'm a big fan, but I agree that it's a little, especially in endurance sports, you're not thinking about protein nearly as much.
No, I would say as well, like pre and post workout, your carbs are more important.
Definitely.
And then protein is, as you say, like the building blocks and the foundations of what you want to go on to create. So,
yeah.
But
yep.
as with everything, just a well-balanced diet. Like it sounds, I mean, it's so difficult for some people. It really is. But like it can be so basic. And like you don't have to be kind of like, nothing is rocket science. You don't have to be breaking like the mold and going crazy. Like a good, healthy, balanced diet with good amount of carbs, good amount of protein, and a few bits of fat, and then some colors and whatever else. Like it's that on a regular basis. Obviously having kind of cheat meals and things like I train a lot, so I kind of, it's easier for me to have cheat meals. But yeah, like it's, guys, come on. It's not rocket science. Come on, you can do this.
I do think that people are a little bit afraid of having the same thing all the time. And in fact, we see that people get the best results when they commit to having the same meals a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That's part of, it's eating well is generally eating pretty boring.
Yeah. But it can taste good though. Like, I mean, you guys don't really have Nando's that much, but like just make homemade Nando's pretty much every day and you'll be fit.
What's
healthy.
Nando's?
You don't have Nando's? Cheeky Nando's?
No, what is it?
You have Nando's in America.
I don't know what that is.
It's just like a chicken shop. It's South African, but I think it's from South Africa. But it's like, yeah, when you come to the UK, I'll take you. But it's it was like a big kind of like trend when I was in school. It was like, oh, should we go get a cheeky Nando's? It's kind of like, it's not necessarily died down now, but like it's not like it doesn't get spoken about as much, but it's pretty good. It's just chicken. I get chicken, corn on the cob, and peri fries.
It sounds great.
Yeah,
we have a place called Chirpin' Chicken that is kind of like that, but I don't think it's as good. It doesn't sound as good.
What about Chick-fil-A? They hate the gays.
They hate the gays.
But it's just like accepted because because the meals are so good.
It really is a lot of people turning a blind eye to the bigoted owners.
That's so funny to me. My friend, I was in America with my friend in Chicago, and she was like, yeah, they hate the gays, but we kind of just like allow it because it's good.
They really have gone under the radar. I mean, it's the same thing with like Equinox. Have you been to an Equinox?
I have, yeah.
The owners are like pretty anti-gay.
It's a pretty gay gym though.
Oh my God, it's like exclusively gay. It's just gay people there. Yeah. And so the gays had like a really big crisis when this story came out about the owner donating to Trump. And I would say for like 3 weeks, it was really embarrassing for gay people to go to Equinox. And then they very quickly were just like, I gotta go back. Sorry.
Yeah. Gotta get my shower fixed.
Yeah, well, gotta get my steam room fixed is really, I think, probably what they were thinking, but sure. Okay, what about cold plunges?
I think it's a good social...
I'm nervous about what you're about to say.
No. I like them. I do like them. I think it's more of a social mental unwinding than a hugely impactful thing for your body, potentially.
Totally. I totally agree.
I mean, it's got benefits. Like it does have kind of like proven, I guess, for immune system and things like that. And obviously recovery and inflammation. But it's often used in the wrong way as well, because people jump in straight after a strength session and then they'll negate the inflammation that's meant to be there to help recover the like muscle repair. But I bloody love, that sounded so English. I love a a sauna and an ice bar session with a few friends, and just it's where you probably have like the most open and honest conversations around just kind of like, because you're just so relaxed and chill.
Yeah.
Like it's America's quite good for it. Like they have like that in New York. Where were we? Is it Bathhouse? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Bathhouse, where everyone gets chlamydia.
It's gross. They like found like
It's clean now. No,
cockroaches
it's
in
clean
there.
now. It just had a bad period, but it was, when we were there, it was great.
We got to go to
nice
Air Ancient Spa. That is so much better, and it's my favorite place in New York City. You have one, yeah.
One
it's
in
a chain.
Copenhagen as well, maybe. Or
I'm a
there's one
huge
in
fan
Chicago.
of like, yeah, there is. I'm a huge fan of like the Swedish sauna, cold plunge sauna.
I've
cold
got
plunge,
a good
like,
sauna story.
obsessed with it. Well, I was gonna say we'll get to that in a second. I got to keep people listening. I am very like anti cold plunge, mostly because of the hype that they have. My best memory of a cold plunge is that in high school before state track, I would get to cold plunge with the other boys, which was really hot. We would be in our Under Armour and we would cold plunge together. The same boys who would bully me, I would be cold plunging with them. Sunshine. His younger brother is the one who came up with Sunshine. Anyway, I despise cold plunges, mostly because I hate cold water, but also because I think that the science has been kind of weaponized in a way. You know, like we should not be using it right after we exercise. In a lot of ways, it's similar to us, you know, acutely icing when we have an injury. Why would you want to put ice on an area that is injured and that is inflamed? Your body's natural process to heal is to send blood flow to that area. You know, if you twist your ankle, the reason it gets so big is because your body's trying to heal that with that extra blood flow. And when you put ice on there, you are reducing that efficacy. And so when you think about it from a really hard strength session that you just did, and then you go an ice bath after that, you have so much inflammation. We see that visible pump, and now you're just decreasing that. Yeah, that's great.
You're
That's
so
super
passionate
smart.
about this ice bath.
The cold plunge really drives me nuts, except that there's a lot of research about like kind of the Swedish way of kind of going like hot to cold, hot to cold. Yeah, which I really love.
That's a bit of me.
Yeah. What is your sauna story? We have to know. So
as we know, I like storytelling. So I was in Cologne, and I did a High Rocks, and I had 2 days after the High Rocks.
This is so dumb. Where is that again? Is it in Spain?
Germany.
That's really embarrassing.
Germany.
Okay, continue.
Germany. We can cut that out. Oh, it's funny. I was in Cologne, which is in Germany. And
come on.
I had 2 days to kill, and I put on my story. I was like, "Oh, what should I do? I'm in Germany for 2 days." And people were like, "Oh, there's a like sauna that is just like a really cool place to go." So I went to said sauna on one of my days, and I got there, and it was pretty quiet. Like it was like there was like 3 or 4 people kind of just like hopping in from the hot to cold, and I got to like my final session where I was just going to go in and do like 5-10 minutes on the hot and then come back out. I got to like 7 minutes in, and the sauna I was in was like a big sauna. I reckon like capacity for like 50. And I was sat there just on my own. And in Germany, you're like, everyone has to be naked. Like there's like rules. You can't wear a swimsuit.
Yeah.
So it's just
you
me
have
and
a
my
towel,
little white,
though, right?
Little white.
Like,
you have a towel.
Yeah.
You have a towel, but most people are they're so free. They're like, look at me.
Totally. Yeah.
So I was there kind of like slightly covered up, like covering my balls.
Yeah.
And this room filled up. Like this was kind of like one of like the first kind of like sauna experiences I've like ever really had. So I was sat there nearly done, so I was already quite hot, and this room filled up. Like 50 people just walked in, and I was like, whoa, like why is this so busy? And then I was literally like about to get up, and then this little sauna man walks in and goes like, "Welcome to the ceremony." And then there was like a 20 minutes ceremony where he would get like ice and put it on the middle of this thing and would walk around and like was like wafting around. And I was like, I think I might die. And then at the end of the ceremony, he walks in with this like big, like almost like a shot tray with like a load of like white, what looks like shots. And I was like, oh, maybe there's like schnapps for afterwards, which is like a German drink.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then the first man took it, and he was quite a large man, and he just dipped his finger in and then ate it. And I was like, oh, maybe he just wants to wants to try it. And then he did it again, but took like a bigger scoop and then just started rubbing it all over his body.
What is happening here?
And then passed it on to the next person. And then she started doing exactly the same. And I was like, okay, fine. And then it got to me and I was like, everyone was doing it. So I was like, well, I have to do it. But it turns out that it was a pot of honey. And so we were all basically butt naked, purely rubbing honey on us, and like people were getting it in all areas.
I've never heard of that ever. Honey?
So yeah, it was 50 naked people rubbing honey on themselves.
Did you ever learn like why specifically honey? Like, is it supposed
I
to be
think
good
it's
for
around, because obviously when you're in the sauna, you then open your pores, and then whatever the honey has within
you
it,
clog them. You clog those pores.
antioxidants or whatever.
I don't know.
But you just get that honey.
It doesn't
All
feel
over
like,
them.
yeah, I don't think that's right for me.
But the biggest factor was like that. Like if someone told me I was going to go and do that, I'd be like, yeah, cool, fine. Like,
Yeah,
embrace
totally.
it. But I was so unaware that this was going to happen. So I was just like sat there, just like, oh my God, what the hell is
Kind
happening?
of bold of you to do this by yourself. You just decided to do it by yourself?
Well, I was on my own, and I just wanted.
Yeah.
I just went and had a sauna, but I didn't know that sauna experience was going to happen. It was like a 20-minute immersive experience with
Oh my
honey
God.
and naked people.
I mean, it's great. I will say, what do you think about steam rooms?
Nah, doesn't do
Oh,
anything.
I love
for
a
me.
steam room. I like will go into a steam room and have competitions with myself. Like, how long can you last in here? How long?
I guess it's quite nice
until
if you add like
pass out?
flavoring, but it doesn't. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't hit the same. I don't feel like it hits the same.
I love a steam room. When they have like eucalyptus in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a bit of a vibe.
A bit of a vibe. We'll have to go to Air Ancient Spa when you come or when we go to. I think there might be one
Yeah,
in London.
I'm in. I think there is.
Oh, here's a question for you. We'll just do like one or two more of these because we'll save them for other times. Do you track yourself with any like devices or anything? What do you use?
I've got a Maze Fit currently, which is a like Hyrox kind of, and it's got a picture of me and Paul on it.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would say that like wearables on your wrists aren't as reliable as like a chest based strap. But so if you want to go off those types of readings, then great. But I like it for sleep, and it's one of them though, isn't it? It's like it's not going to help me, but I just know that I've got like 8+ hours of sleep, so I'm like, yay, tick a box. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's not necessarily essential for your progress and progression, but it does help. Like it's a nice to have.
I kind of go through phases of wearing the wearables and then months of not tracking anything at all. And I don't think it's essential by any means. I think, I wear a Whoop and they just released this new feature where it like gives you your biological age or whatever, which is such bullshit, but it also gives you
I was
like
going to
your
say that
quote unquote like
that,
rate of aging.
Like I do like a Whoop. I am a fan, and I like the non-face aspect and things. But like, come on, surely.
It's just like a dumb thing. It's like a dumb thing to look at every week and just be like, ugh, I'm older now. It's so dumb. But I also will say that I'm really good at not getting too granular with the data. I don't look at like my sleep score every day. I don't look at my workout scores every day. But I do like, when I'm doing interval work, I like being able to see where my heart zones are. I actually have been using my Apple Watch a little bit more for my zone 2 runs because I think we talked about this a little bit. Like, I'm just not good at staying in zone 2. It's not something that is, especially after 10 years of doing CrossFit, that is not zone 2 focused. It's really hard for me to stay there and to not like push harder and to do that. And so there are features in the Apple Watch where it gives you an alert when you go too high or too low. And that's been really helpful. But I feel like a dum-dum wearing like an Apple Watch on my left, a Whoop on my right, and you're like, this is too much. I'm making this too serious.
And a chest strap.
And a chest. Yeah, I don't wear the chest strap right now, but I will say the thing that is
my new Beats headphones, they can do heart rate, I think.
A lot of like the swimming headphones can.
Do they?
Yeah.
How
or
accurate
like
is
goggles.
that though? Like surely that can't be crazy accurate.
I mean, you can feel it. You can feel your pulse in your head quite a bit, right? Like, shit, we look so dumb.
Is this the cover photo?
This is totally the cover photo. Smile. There are some interesting things about it. Like, it will know before I do that I'm getting sick, which is interesting. HRV and like my blood ox will plummet and then I'll get sick the next day, which is really interesting. So it's not like all fake.
It is clever though, because like if you drink alcohol, it does show, doesn't it? Like things like that. Like it is relatively accurate.
The thing that it
What
is not
are you wearing
accurate for.
Are you wearing your thing now? What's your
Yeah.
heart rate variability? Does it say you're fit and healthy?
Stressful.
I feel like
think that
they're all different though.
well, HRV, I think, is hard to compare person to person. It's much more comparatively to
Based
your
on purely
HRV.
you, yeah.
Yeah. But let's see here.
And how much
Heart rate
sleep did you get?
variability. It's not good right now. It's 39.
39. You're like gonna die.
I know.
Whoa.
I'm only 42%
hell?
recovered. I had a hard workout yesterday. Resting heart
Mine's
rate is
99.
50. VO2 max, it says it's 60, which I've never tested. I kind of would like to do like a real VO2 max test.
I don't know about
But I will say it says that I am 20, that I'm 20.6 years old, which is 10 years younger than I am. And that my pace of aging is 0.8. So that's pretty
It
good.
says you're a hot twink.
I am a hot twink. And then
I'm just gonna clip that.
No.
I am a hot twink.
But I will say about the fitness trackers, the thing that I do not trust at all, and this is not just like a me thing, the research definitely proves this, is that the calorie tracking on them should not be trusted. You know, if you're going to be someone who is counting your calories for the food that you're eating, I already kind of have a problem with that too, because nutrition labels in the US at least have like a 20% margin of error. The FDA allows that, a 20% margin of error. And then your wearables are not actually telling you how many calories you're burning every day. So don't trust the calories. That's not going to be helpful to you. But the other stuff, it's kind of interesting.
Kink of the week.
Kink of the week. I'm so glad that we're doing this. What is the kink of the week?
Feet.
What are your
Do you wear
thoughts on
socks
feet?
in the house?
That's such a weird question.
Well, I was thinking it earlier because I'm barefoot right now.
I'm barefoot right now.
Are you? Should we show our feet?
No, we can't do that.
On 3, ready?
Okay, ready? 1.
No, I'm not doing it.
2.
I'm not
Do
doing
it. 1.
Oh,
2,
actually.
3.
Oh,
Go watch
funny.
the YouTube. Subscribe. That we really did something there.
That's a good hook.
I swear to God, if you don't subscribe to us, we're never showing
like
our
I've
feet
got
again.
Pretty nice feet. I feel like I could make some good cash. You know.
I think so too. I will say, this is my claim to fame. My sister-in-law hates feet, hates them. And she has said to me, she hates men's feet, maybe specifically. I don't know what she thinks about women's feet. But she has said to me, I have the nicest men's feet that she's seen. And she doesn't have a problem with
I think my
feet.
feet are nicer than your feet. Should we have a feet off on...
You've never even seen my feet. How can you say that?
Yeah, but my feet are like so nice.
My feet are a little beat up right now. Maybe that means that you're not working hard enough.
I don't know. No, well, maybe. I have all my toenails intact.
My baby toenails.
Have you ever lost a toenail?
Yeah, when I did the half Ironman.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I've never lost a toenail. I'm so proud of myself.
Anyway, we're not putting the rest of our feet on here, Jake. I'm not doing that. But I will say...
Some people love feet.
Okay, here's the thing. I was thinking about this. I think that I don't mind feet. I think that they're like quite like a pleasant.
Yeah, like
they can be nice. I've never done that, but I will say
you've never sucked a toe. Loser.
Loser. Okay, but here's the thing. I think that there's a pretty big leap from appreciating feet to sexualizing feet, and I don't know how to bridge that gap. I'm not interested. It's just never felt like a sexual thing to me. It's more of like an appreciative thing to me. Maybe it's what straight men feel about other men's bodies. Like very much appreciate other men's bodies, but it's not a sexual thing for them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. I wouldn't look at a pair of feet and be like turned on.
But some people are.
I mean, it tickles and it feels quite nice to have your feet played with, but like it's not a sexual thing.
But
yeah, you're right. Some people
that
are
you
like,
have a sexual thing for feet so that you can get a foot massage. Is that like basically it?
Well, I mean, I'll always take a massage no matter where on my body. I'm like, before we give me a massage, please. But yeah, it must be like a pure, like, give me that foot. I'm gonna eat it.
Eat the
like
foot.
That kind of. I'm gonna come on the foot.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Or like,
foot job.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, maybe it's that.
That's kind of hot.
It seems like it would take a lot of coordination.
I've done it before.
Okay, buried the lead with that one. Why didn't you say that immediately when we talked about kink of the week with feet?
Well, it's not. That wasn't. Yeah, but it's not like a. It's not like a.
To completion.
Mate, Paul is gonna fucking kill me.
To completion?
I'm not talking about that. I'm
Oh
not
my
going there.
God.
I'm not
Okay.
going there. I promise, Paul, I wouldn't I wouldn't talk about He's been listening as well, and I can just tell, I can just tell that he's like,
You know, he's just waiting to cross the line, and this is it. This is the
I
line
know.
crossed.
I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
Meanwhile, Jared has been like, he's been really busy with work stuff, and he's
I
like,
thought you
I'm
were gonna
really
say he's been
sorry that.
begging.
Yeah. He's like, I'm really sorry I haven't listened to the episode yet, and I'm like, honestly, don't worry about it. You're
Yeah.
probably not gonna love it anyway. So
I might have to block Paul from being able to.
can you do that? Can you block certain people from listening to the podcast?
I don't know.
Oh, we need to figure
I
that
hope
out.
so.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough for our kink of the week. Should we
I
wrap
think
this
so
up?
too.
Let's
Yes,
cool
please.
down. Let's go into our final segment here.
I need to cool down physically.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what you did this week, what you're doing next week. Touch a little bit more on the mile and the high rock sim. You were happy with it?
Relatively, I'm one of those that's like happy but never satisfied. Like if I do well, like I'm happy, I can
Yeah.
appreciate it. I'll be like, yeah, I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think the realization when people are running 3:45 for the mile and I ran 3:23, and then someone put a message on so I put a reel out talking about the mile, and someone was like, yeah, it's a humbling when you realize that the marathon world record is 4:35 for the mile, which is only 12 seconds slower than I went all out for 1 mile. Like that's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I saw that you posted this in your reel, and I was like, yeah, but Jake, that's not like what you're training for, you know? Like, it's so fast. It's so fast.
Yeah,
that
it's
was so
fast.
impressive.
It is fast. It is. Thank you.
How do you navigate, you know, this desire to want to keep on getting better and be, you know, tough on yourself with like rewarding
Awareness.
yourself? You should be happy, right? Like,
It's
be,
awareness, though, isn't it?
you know,
Like I'm aware that I am happy, but I'm also aware that I want to be always better.
the best. Yeah.
Hence why better the next day. Plug.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think it's one of those where like, yeah, I'm buzzing. I thought I ran really well. I ran most of the race on my own, which is tough because you don't have any windbreak and it's mentally.
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
Well, he was my pace. No, you can't. He'd already raced 800 meters.
Okay.
He did really well, to be honest. He ran all the way up to like just after 800. So
okay,
he crushed it. But then I think, and I already thanked him and said, mate, you were a massive help. But I think he slowed down a little bit just after the 800, and then I kind of stayed behind him. So I feel like if he kicked on there, I could have taken like 5 or 6 seconds off my total time just by having like a pack of people running. So, but yeah, pretty happy.
It's
and then I did a high rock simulation.
It's so brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. I recommend doing it just to realize how tough it is to anyone.
Yeah.
And then I did a high rock simulation today, which was really positive. It was tough. It was outside, so it was nice and cool.
Yeah, you were moving.
Sleds were heavy, and the rock zone, obviously, like we don't have the same setup as a high rock, so you can probably take like 3 or 4 minutes off, roughly, on like most simulations if you don't have that. Like we had a bit of one, so yeah, about 3 minutes slower. So I'm around like I ran a 54 flat, so like 57ish. So I'm in shape. Yeah, I'm in shape, which is cool.
In shape, and I always ask this, but your next race isn't for like another
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Okay, nice.
Yeah, so I've got just over a month.
Wait, what day is that? Is it before or after my race?
After.
I think I'm on like September 26th or something.
Maybe no, mine's just the week before yours.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've got one the week after as well.
Nice. Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll be intense. This week, my partner and I did our first High Rocks training session together, which I should have known would be a different stimulus. You know, this idea of sprinting and then resting and sprinting and resting, that I don't practice that often. I've been doing a lot of like steady state with High Rocks and trying to keep my heart rate pretty steady there. But you know, the sprinting on the ski and the sprinting on the row, like that's a different ball game, you know?
Horsepower.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to practice that. It definitely took it out of us. And then yesterday I had my track workout. We did 6
minutes,
rounds,
1,200 meters, whatever the rest is.
Yeah. So
I saw
every
you.
6 minutes.
I saw you in your thirst trappy shorts. Don't worry, girl.
Yeah. Thirst trappy. I was trying to be channeling my inner Jake. So every 6 minutes we did 1,200 meters, and we did 6 rounds of that. And my body's a little beat up. So then we had our high rocks workout this morning. I'm tired. I need a nap.
Feel ya. I'm gonna go play golf now.
No way. Really?
Yes, way. Yeah, little twilight golf.
That's so crazy. I don't even want to like walk the dog right now. Do chores around the house. I'm too tired.
No, I wouldn't do chores. See, I would put chores off and go and do exercise every day of the week. I hate chores.
Wouldn't do chores.
I hate it. I could never do that.
Yeah, it
No.
seemed like a really heavy lift for you to clean your office.
Whoa, I mean, it's back to a terrible state already. This bit looks clean though.
Of course.
This
Yeah.
white wall looks fun. I'm looking at an absolute mess right now. Nah, it's all right. It's not too bad.
And what does this week look like for you?
I've got a wedding on Monday, which is fun.
A Monday wedding.
Paddy. Yeah, come on, Paddy. Paddy, live. Monday wedding, really. And then I actually go to the Highlands in Scotland on Wednesday till Friday.
Can I come? I really want to go to the Highlands.
You want to? Do you? I'll take some pictures. Maybe I could do the podcast from the Highlands. I'll take my laptop and my mic.
Okay. Yes, please do. I like really very much romanticize everything in the UK. And so I want to go so bad. Are you going to golf while you're there? I hear there's really good golfing.
I'm not good enough for a links golf course.
I think my brother-in-law is.
The wind,
he really wants to go.
Wind is like, they're hard. Like I could play, but they're tough courses.
Do you do that thing where like you log all of your golfing so that you like know what your
My handicap
is? You don't do that?
I get bored after 9 holes.
You have to
18
start.
holes is a lot. Yeah, I will do.
It's a lot.
I'm not that good yet. Like I'm all right. I'm not good enough to just like be like, yeah, my handicap's. I feel like there's no point unless your handicap's like 18 or lower. Maybe that's just my ego, or like, what's the point of me like, yeah, my handicap's 40. That's so shit.
Do you think that when you stop doing high rocks, you're gonna be a professional golfer?
I've thought about it, to be honest. Like, I probably could, to be honest. I just like doing loads of different. Like, I like being good at lots of different things. But my problem is that I'm never then really, really good because I try to do everything.
Yeah, Jack. I feel the exact same way. Very much a jack of all trades. I feel confident in almost all sports, but I'm a master of none of them. Yeah. Tough.
But it's a nice way to be, though. So if anyone comes up to me and goes, "Want to play tennis?" I'll be like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Want to play golf?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Want to play football?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake, this is a crazy episode. Absolutely crazy. And if y'all don't subscribe to our YouTube channel because of the feet,
yeah,
we're
and
gonna
also,
be so pissed.
This is a selfish plug here, but like, why is YouTube so difficult for people to subscribe to? I only have 2,000 subscribers, and my YouTube's actually really, really good. I'm really
have been
disappointed,
working at YouTube for years, and I haven't hit 20K yet. And I'm like, it is a labor of love. It is really, I don't know. People do not subscribe there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. Those are all the things, right?
Yeah, and rate who has nice feet. Me or Sam?
Are you on WikiFeet?
No, but I want to be. What is it?
I'll add you. I'll make a profile.
You're going to add me to WikiFeet? No, but I make money.
No.
Then I'm not interested.
Someone's going to have to. I don't know how, but you get rated. Your feet get rated on WikiFeet.
Wow.
You might be on there and you don't even know.
Shit. All right, I'll have a look.
Okay, well, look. Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.